because it's time for another Helm to Tower podcast. Hello, everyone. We're back for another week of Destiny 2 discussion and news and all that fun stuff. Hello, I'm Mike Burgess, joined by Ari O'Neill. And now joining us, fully new member, or not really new because you've been on multiple episodes, but Kam Konek is here. But
hi, I live here now, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That is right, exactly. Because
he moved in.
I moved
in officially, a fellow member of Irrational Passions.
Yep.
Broadly, but also going to be our third seat regularly here on Helm to Tower.
Yeah,
so that's going to be
the
exciting.
Warlocks are taking over, baby.
Hell yes, we are.
Let's go.
Son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I am class agnostic or whatever the fuck they say. I don't know. But yes. Cam's been on a couple episodes, of course, already.
You're class fluid.
Class fluid. Hell yeah. Sure. Let's go with that. Sure, why not? But yeah, Cam will be joining us to talk about Destiny and all things on here. And be on the main channel at some point whenever we get around to doing shit for that channel. Because I don't know. I'm, only so much we could do it so many times.
There's only so few of us.
I feel that. Yeah.
Pretty much where we're at with the main channel. But anyway, Destiny 2, plenty to talk about this week. We're in week 3 of the developer live streams. So we're talking about the third and final stream that they did where they revealed some more information. I think
lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
In this stream.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this stream.
I feel like every 5 minutes they're like, "Oh, here's another thing." I'm like, "Stop!" Like, God.
Jesus. Yeah, remember how funny it was when people were like, "How can they do a third stream?" I don't even know.
Yeah,
they were like, "What is a third stream even gonna have?" And turns out a lot of shit.
Hour and 15 minutes later, it's like, oh fuck.
It turns out a lot of stuff, and also like the announcement of another announcement. Because exciting, because now we know, the day everyone will be listening to this will be the day before Into Light launches, but we will also be getting a final shape re-reveal kind of stream. I don't know if they said how long it is, but I think it seems like it'll just be kind of like I'm kind of guessing it seems like it'll be more like a pre-recorded thing, not as the same as like a.
I think the timing on it's like half an hour before reset whenever Into the Light launches, and I imagine they probably don't want overlap with that. So
yeah, exactly. So I think it'll be kind of more like a pre-recorded, like not like I don't think it'll be like a full Vidoc, but it'll be something maybe close to that kind of thing, and they'll kind of re-reveal Final Shape, some of the new things that we're gonna be seeing with Final Shape, whatever these new things that they kind of pushed it back for to work on and kind of include with this expansion, as well as I think they also mentioned there's going to be like an Into the Light trailer itself as well somewhere in there. So
yeah,
that'll be like you said, 30 minutes before reset on April 9th. I don't think we'll probably watch that, but next episode we'll obviously talk about all that, all the things that are shown, all that kind of fun stuff. We'll obviously be into Onslaught and into Light update and all that stuff at that point as well. So that'll be exciting times next week for sure for all that stuff. Any kind of, I guess, like quick little predictions from y'all? I'd be curious if you have like, what are they even doing here? Like, I feel like this is like it's been a long time since I've seen as many like Bungie people like this excited about
the
Destiny release on like Twitter and like the social media stuff. They've all been like, really excited for y'all to see this. You should look forward to this. I'm really stoked. We're all stoked, and so a lot of people, and that's just like a nice thing to see in general. Just like they're excited for this, and I want to be excited as a fan of Destiny, and I feel like all of these Into the Light streams have definitely been a little bit of reinvigorating my excitement for Destiny in general a little bit. I always figured by the time we get closer to Final Shape, a little bit of that happen where they're like, yep, here's some news, here's some updates. But I think, I don't know about y'all, but there's definitely a lot more in general than I thought would be here in Into the Light. So that's like, it's not as big of an update as I thought it was going to be.
I've been impressed with just how well a lot of the stuff for Into the Light has been received largely. And like, not even in just like the core Destiny community, but I know like 8 or 9 people who have reinstalled last week. Like,
nice.
That's kind of wild. Like, that's not something I ever really expected to see.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that there is like a little bit of momentum building into this like big release and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's good to hear, because I that's something I've been like super curious about too, because it's like I know there's like challenges with like the Final Shape pre-orders and some other things that like have led to us into this kind of moment, and I was like curious of like how that's got to be extra difficult, because like how do you try and get new people into an expansion that is like the finale, right? Like, you know, and like you know, obviously we'll talk about when we get in like the TWAB and stuff, and like one of the big things they're introducing is like a tutorial kind of skip thing players can do. And like, you know, when you first download or get the game, and you do, instead of doing Into the Light, you can do like, I think it's like you do like the first mission or two, and then it straight up just goes like, hey, you can just skip this and it'll take you right to the tower, and you can get like a subclass and all this stuff right away if you want to do that. And it's free, like it's not like a paid thing or anything like that. It's just, you can just do it through that now, and that'll be an option. And I'm just like, wow, yeah, that's cool to hear. I guess it's a thing. Like I guess, you know, that can be a good way to get like friends in, because that's also like, I've seen like this may be a good way to do that, being like, hey, like Destiny's cool again, please come back.
Please.
Maybe kind of just pitch it as that a little bit, I guess. But like, yeah, I'm curious, like, just I'm sure maybe they'll talk about it at some point. Maybe we'll get like numbers or news or something, but I'm super curious of like new players, like who's like a new person being like, I'm jumping into Destiny 2, the Final Shape.
Yeah.
I'm jumping into Destiny the first time. Like that's got to be like a shell shock, depending on like, at least I think so. But I mean, that's just because I'm, you know, I have all the Destiny knowledge of years and years, where like to somebody who's just like, whatever, I want to shoot some guns and fun stuff. Like maybe it won't matter as much, I guess, but I don't know. Like, who knows? Be curious to see that. But yeah, we had our developer live stream, the third one. So let's just get into all of this. They kind of, as always, for these couple streams, they did a recap in the TWAB for the week. So I guess I'll just scroll through this, and this will tell us stuff. The big thing, the first thing they mentioned again when they talked about it, is 2 returning exotic quests coming back, and so that we luckily we were wrong, and I made the bit of being like, hey, Bad Juju quest is coming back, baby. We're going
Harbinger,
back. Harbinger, yeah. But no, they did the thing. We're getting both the Whisper and 0 Hour back.
I really fucking miss these missions, y'all. They're so good. They're so good.
Yeah,
I've only done Whisper once, so I'm curious.
Nice.
I think I only did each like 2 or 3 times, but I had such a good time doing them that I'm really excited to like jump back in now that I am like a lot more familiar with the game and like feasibly handle stuff like that. Because whenever I played these, I think I was like still like, no, double primary is pretty good for PvE. Yeah, I should do that. Yeah.
I was a fucking pleb when I played.
Yeah.
Same. Absolutely.
I can rock like 2 pulse rifles and be all right.
I was
Mike
100%.
And I did 0 Hour together with her.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna say I remember doing that way back when with y'all, and then I definitely ran these in my clan as well, because that was like I had that period of like, I got really back into Destiny right before Beyond Light and the whole Sunset fiasco broke down. So there's like that, even then Beyond Light was delayed. So they had that like sort of also extended season during that time. So I just spent it all like catching up and playing everything, and just kind of discovering like when I have like a group of people to like raid or play like you know, these higher tier things in Destiny, this becomes like almost a different game to experience. So like I, you know, played a lot of the old raids that were sunset, the raid layers and all that stuff, and 0 Hour and Whisper were one of those 2 things I ended up doing. Because I remember like even before that, when I was first getting into Destiny, and I remember like the Whisper became a thing. And I remember like randomly logging in because I saw a bunch of people going crazy about it, and was like, what the hell even is this? You know, this was before all this. So I was like, this is like 2017 or whenever they brought that back, and was like, all right, I'm not I like you said, I was in that point where it's like I play a hunter and I know like 2 things to do on a hunter.
Yeah.
And like I still don't really fully understand this video game. And so like I just stumbled into IO where a bunch of people were doing stuff and we all went into a cave and it got crazy and then it turned into the Whisper. And I remember like just like being in there by myself, like, what the fuck is happening? And like, what is this? What is this? And like,
hell yeah,
this is cool.
Awesome.
There's a timer. I'm terrified. And then like,
yeah.
I had no idea what any of it was at the time because I was like not really Destiny pilled, as it were. But then
yeah, I have
years later
vivid
coming back to it.
memories. I have vivid memories of being just hard carried through both of these missions. But I'm very excited to like actually be able to kind of meet them on their level a little bit.
Yeah, like
For sure.
The thing that I keep thinking about was 0 Hour, which I liked, and I remember attempting alone so many times because I was like, I wanted to see all of the things, and I'd watched videos, and I didn't like understand loadout building and stuff like that at that point. And
Right.
it was like, we're coming up on that, like, this is going away forever timeline. So eventually, you know, Mike, you and I did it with Jake and got through it. But the whole thing with that is like match game was such a huge deal in that mission specifically.
Yeah.
So and plus it was pre-stasis, and like stasis and Strand are both like the crowd control king subclasses, right? Like, so just like the idea of going back to that as is now sounds so buck wild, and I'm so excited to see it.
Yeah. I remember being advised to bring like hard light to that mission. Like,
that's what I used when we did that mission.
Yeah.
So
I have not thought about that gun, I think, since I have run 0 Hour, actually.
I didn't remember it existed until you said the name, and I was like,
right, yeah, absolutely.
Like you said the name, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's a good in this video game.
Hey, match game, don't fucking miss you. Absolutely,
Rip
I hate
Bozo.
you so much.
You will not be missed.
Rip Bozo. Sorry, but those that like match game, this isn't for you. It's for the modifiers.
I don't think I've ever met somebody who actually liked match game. And if you're out there, you're not allowed to listen to this podcast anymore.
Comment Strand Glaive and then leave.
That's so funny.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I'm very curious too to see, like, because they did mention like they are going to be making some updates to these missions.
Yeah,
kind of refreshing them. It seemed mainly centered around the secrets aspect of them, and it seems like they're like kind of adding a little bit more like narrative stuff specifically to the Whisper, because it specifically says there. I'll go back to the TWAB, and this is kind of how they describe Whisper now. It says Eris Morn wants to pick your brain. Nothing creepy. She just thought she could use your memories to shape an updated version of a weapon that would be very useful against the Witness. Yes, it's Whisper of the Worm, the exotic sniper rifle that lives in your power weapon slot. Just be careful when jumping around in the dark, because sometimes we don't remember things like they used to be, and we don't want to drown. So like they're kind of positioning these missions as like actual like current time. Because like it's a similar thing with 0 Hour here, where they say like Ada 1 has a mission for you. You need to go back to the old tower, take down some fallen pirates that want to get a hold of a very powerful weapon of our past, and maybe, just maybe, face a scary robot called Trevor that feels very lonely and wants to give Guardians a hug.
I
am Trevor so much.
Very excited to see an entire like generation of newer Destiny players just get completely and wholly traumatized by this dude. Oh my god,
fucking scary, dude!
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Scary.
It's like
scarier than anything in Presage, like without a doubt.
Yeah, it really is. It's like easily one of the scariest things that was ever in this game. And like I remember, the sounds all came back to me when I was watching this. Just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And they mentioned both of them have like new boss encounters of some kind. So I'm curious like how those will work and what those will entail. That's it's all really exciting stuff. Again, two of the best Destiny 2 like exotic missions, like, and just missions like period really they've ever kind of done. And you know, they're bringing back, and they're remixing them, kind of updating them and adding some new secrets and stuff, and that's really cool.
Just like, they had other options. I know we were joking, but like, shout out to them for choosing the two best ones.
The two that like literally everybody wanted. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
and
easily
and nothing else.
The ones requested. Yeah, for sure.
It's like, here's the crafted version of Whisper. Here's the crafted version of Outbreak. This is what
like,
you wanted.
Even if they didn't do crafted version of those, I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, great.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm glad they did do that though. Like they made craftable versions of them. They gave them some spicy perks that I'm really excited.
Did they
to go for? I like that they also made it so that the if you have the catalysts for the weapons already, you just automatically have them. But now this will also be an avenue for you to go get them from here on. So
and you'll have to do the legend on repeat to get the new perks. So just like the other crafted exotics. I don't know if you guys looked at Destiny today, because we can see the next week in Destiny.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
It says that like the Whisper mission and Presage will be up. So these missions will be in addition to the current exotic mission rotator, which is also
very good.
Yeah,
very good.
They need to put that on the other things.
That would feel very bad if hey, there's this cool new mission. All right, see you in like 7 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like when a dungeon goes into rotation right now, huh?
Yeah.
Or a raid for that matter.
Yeah.
I think that was great. I just wanted to point that out because that was smart. And like this Whisper is out Tuesday, and then Outbreak is out on the 30th. So
So that's pretty exciting. And yeah, they also mentioned that besides the craftable weapons, there will be the ships that you could get from those missions are getting like updated versions of them, because there were like 2 ships you could only get from like that you had to do like specific like challenges in the Whisper and 0 hour missions. I think it was like some kind of like time trial thing. Like you had to beat in some even faster time than what was allowed or whatever. I forget exactly how it worked, but yeah,
within 10 minutes, I think.
New exotic, two new exotic ships to go get, and it says like they look similar to what they were previously, but they have like a slightly different look. So that way, like if you did the OG back in the day, you can still have your ship as it was. But if you got the new ones, you can use the new ones too. So that's a cool way to do it. Again, perks, we briefly mentioned that. These are what we're getting. Whisper is going to have, of course, a mulligan like it does now. And then it's going to get field prep, no distractions, enlightened action. So definitely, I like field prep is immediately like, oh yeah, come on. Like
it's also getting a reserves bump. Baseline. So field prep will just make that even better.
Yeah. That's going to be, that thing's going to be a monster again. Yeah. It's going to be kind of wild.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm very curious where that'll land. Next after that, we have Outbreak again. Has going to have Outlaw, of course, and then Rapid Hit, Rewind Rounds, and Head Seeker. Yeah.
Rapid Hit. It's happening. I've wanted it for so long.
Yeah. That's going to rule.
Yeah, I think
rewind rounds could be really fun on that too, though.
Yeah, it'll be fun too.
I think all of these perks are great, honestly.
Yeah. That stability and reload bump on Rapid Hit.
Reload bump on Outbreak is going to go fucking crazy.
Outlaw's fine.
Exactly.
But,
on top of that too, like I think they said both these will have like selectable like barrels and mags too, so you'll be able to adjust them.
Yeah.
Like even
Flared
further.
Magwell on Outbreak, finally, my dream come true.
Yeah, pretty wild. So like, I'm super stoked to see kind of how they kind of transform these guns. Like
hyper stable Whisper is what everyone's like really excited about, which is really cool too.
Yeah, so be very curious. So yeah, exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to those. Definitely excited to see like the updates, like the new boss encounters, and just go back into those missions because they were such cool missions.
The vibes were great,
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, after that we got the preview of the PvP maps, the three PvP maps. We saw them, the one on Europa called Eventide Labs. Cyrus Plaza is the Neomuna map, and Dissonance is the Earth, the terraformed pyramid ship map.
Did not realize the terraformed pyramid ship is called Essence.
Oh,
they
Essence.
said that in the stream. Is what it's called.
It's called Essence. Yeah,
that's what the Witness's ship is called. Apparently, is Essence. Which
Great.
is interesting.
Sure. Okay.
Somewhere in my lore brain, I'm like, ooh, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't even know, but we'll see. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, not a PvP head, of course, but like the maps were very like nice looking, as Destiny always is nice looking, and like these maps look really nice.
Happy to report, we talked about it last week. Speaking of PvP maps, I did finally play on multiplex for the first time in 7 months.
I also did, actually, because I'd never gotten it on anything, and I've played it like 6 times now.
I've got it twice, and I was excited both times and had a great time, for the record.
Yeah, it's a map.
Yeah,
it's a map.
Yeah,
I like some of the zones in there, but yeah, these definitely feel like smaller maps. The pyramid ship map, Dissonance, is the biggest of them, and even still, it's like nowhere near as big as the one everybody hates,
Disjunction. Yeah, for sure.
And I would say it's not even as big as multiplex, which is also slightly on the bigger side. But I loved all 3 of these. I thought
they looked great. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, that looked really cool. Like the Neomuno,
especially the Neomuno.
Yeah, the Neomuno one was the most standout for me, because it's like everyone's been saying, it looks
gonna be chaos.
It's like the most Halo ass map they've ever kind of made for this game.
It straight up just looks like a Halo map. Yeah,
like it's not even, they weren't even trying to hide it with that one.
It looks like cool. Bannerfall if it was good. That was the opinion that I had frequently. Yeah, that's right, motherfuckers taking shots. Because it's got because Bannerfall also has like that center area with a little bit of elevation, and it has something kind of similar to that. And yeah, I'm really excited about all 3 of these maps.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. Like, yeah, again, not big PvP head, so like, you know, they kind of gave us just like a tour of them, like a virtual tour. So that was cool to see, just kind of like the visual inspirations and styles from them. So that was a cool way to show them. I believe they said May 7th is the day they are dropping. So that's pretty cool. So that's not too far away.
There will be a 3v3 playlist that is just the new maps for when it comes out.
Yeah.
And I assume they will just be in the wider rotation.
I think
they'll come to trials at some point, probably before their final shape comes out.
Yeah. So yeah. That's pretty cool. They finally doing it. Again, these are like, I think that's like a big thing that why I'm like, you know, I feel like this, you know, the conversation will probably happen more and more once this release comes out, but I feel like this is going to be, Into the Light is going to be very much compared to the 30th anniversary and like scope and player sentiment, enjoyment. And I think like,
yeah,
I keep thinking about it myself as well in my head of just like, and I think like this one, in some ways, you know, this stands above 30th to me in some respects, just from the fact that like, this is stuff that,
free.
Yeah, it's free. that definitely helps.
It's not $30, which is crazy.
But I think a big thing is like everything in it is like some of the I feel like the longest, most requested stuff in Destiny's, like and like definitely Destiny 2. But even like some of the stuff I feel like was probably requested back in Destiny 1, like a horde mode. Like they're making a horde mode. I feel like that's I've always seen like Destiny people be like, "Where's the horde mode? How's this game been out for like 6 years and they haven't put a horde mode in this game?" Blah, 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 blah. You know, and that's like I've seen that sentiment all the time, and here it is, you MFers like putting a horde mode in the game. You know, as soon as they, you know, you can make the argument that they never should have took Whisper and Zero out in the first place. I get it. I definitely see that, but they're putting them back. They're here and they're like updating them for like modern like Destiny 2 standards. And
don't have match game anymore, y'all. Be happy.
Yeah. They're giving you craftable, better versions. The exotics you can get, like cool ships, exotic ships to go get. All of it's free. Those two are all of it's free. And then
it's never going away.
Yeah, 3 new PvP maps as well. Like how long have they been asking for PvP maps? And you know, we've been getting like, you know, we've getting new ones like one a year basically. But there's 3 new maps all dropping at once. Like that's like like you said, it's like all stuff that's going to be sticking around after all this and after final shape, and that's like not going anywhere. So
plus like the character customization is coming back, so you can update your character. You get a free name change when this update goes live.
Yeah.
One, just for people out there, so don't make it. What did Fallout said? Vex offender. God, maybe so.
Jesus.
So
Yeah, you Vex offenders out there.
And then also
Reel back.
Pantheon.
Yeah.
Which is also coming on the 30th, which we still don't super know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But
it
sounds like maybe a boss rush kind of thing.
Sounds tight.
Yeah, I'm
excited about it. Yeah.
They describe it in the TWA briefly as the new raid boss gauntlet, starting April 30th.
The fuck does that mean?
You have the opportunity to face raid bosses in a weekly challenge with escalating difficulties and rewards. This chance to rally your clan or use Fireteam Finder to take on this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does sound really cool. Like, I'm wondering if it's like going to be like a mix where it's just like, hey, this.
Yeah, I want to shift different raids. Like,
yeah,
per
like
encounter,
that would be pretty wild. Like, I could see it maybe just like taking like a raid and just truncating it to its bosses, and then you just go back to the bosses in like a particular raid. Like, it's like, oh hey, this week it's like Vow, and you go fight the caretaker, and then you jump right to Ralk, and then like you just have to fight them as quickly as possible, or you can do them harder or something like that. I could see it being something like that too, right? Like, I could see it being like, hey, here's like
Atrax
and then the just taking the bosses from the same raids and just you having like a quicker version of that, so you can kind of have like a breezier roll through it. And it says like you'll be able to get bonus rewards from that. Like, they're saying they were like, apparently I heard they're bringing back like you can get adepts and things from it or something. People were saying, and like you can get like old emblems and stuff or something like that. So like people are speculating they're like bringing back older bosses too. Like, that'd be kind of crazy.
Like Galron or something.
Kind of tight.
Or Callus.
Galron or Callus. Like, that would be awesome.
That would be like, in my head, I was wondering if it would be like a 3 encounter thing, and it's like, God, what is it? I love it so much, and the seasonal activity right now.
Coil?
Riven's Lair. The coil. Thank you. Like the coil. So like, start at -5, then the second encounter is -10, and the third encounter is -15. And as you get to those later encounters, and like it would be like Atrax, and then like Templar, and then Rolk, right? Like that's like what I was thinking this could maybe be. I truly have no idea. This is just speculation, but like, that would be so fucking cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty insane.
I could see them throwing on like different modifiers and stuff that like Nightfalls and shit use. Like, that'd be interesting. I also think it would be cool.
Those
like,
ramps up that bring in like champions and shit. Like, like,
totally. Or like the idea of like, like contest mode is tough, but like, fuck it, do a Grandmaster raid boss. Fuck you.
That's kind of what I was thinking that they might try. Yeah,
that'd be kind of neat. I'd be I would want to do. I want to do that.
People
like,
have been asking
great.
for hard raid shit for years.
Yeah.
So like, this is a separate thing. You get cool drops from it maybe once a week, and the escalating difficulty, because they said it would get harder like every week.
It's no, it said
I don't know.
It's a weekly challenge with escalating difficulties and rewards. So I'm assuming it is like a weekly thing. You can complete, and like you'll probably get like a weekly adept drop or something from completing it or whatever. But like I think the escalating difficulties will be a part of that.
It's like in the activity. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Either way, that sounds. Yeah. If this is any of the things we mentioned, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'd be really cool. Like, I think again, it's a way to. I think it'd be a cool way to like introduce people to, in some ways, like if there is like a lower, like the basic minimum version, like maybe there is like some kind of challenge version that like lets you choose a difficulty or something. Even so, like I think just like having it be like, here you can jump into this and like do a boss, like a raid boss, and get something from it this week. And like, that's it. You don't have to like do a full raid to like get a thing, right? Like I think that would be kind of cool. You know, just to like have like a quick thing you can jump in to do that with. I think that's cool. And again, I think
if they want to really just tell people to fucking like put their money where their mouth is about like, oh, this game's so easy now, like type shit, just like throw on like fucking GM modifiers, just bring back the fucking Spire of Stars raid boss. And just make people do that. Just like let them just sit with that for a second.
Good fucking,
double primary is gone,
luck.
so like, you know, it's a different vibe. But you're right. Make it double primary though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think even if we don't get like old returning raid bosses, this is like an avenue for them to bring them back. Like, and I think and I think even if it doesn't ultimately, we don't get them right away. Like, it'll be like a 0 hour, like when they did the exotic mission rotator, and now we have 0 hour and whisper back. Like this will be a better avenue, I think, to bring back some of those bosses. Because like, do we really need to bring back? Like, I think it might make more sense for them and like trying to keep the game at a certain size. And it's like, do we really need to bring back like all of like, I don't know, what was it, Eater of Worlds or whatever? Or can we just bring
back the boss?
Just bring back the boss, like, and like the boss.
That's just the whole raid at this point anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was like the things I remember from Eater of Worlds is like the cool moment where you get shot out of a cannon, but that just drops you into the boss arena anyway. So it's just
totally.
It's like that, and then the boss. Like those are the two things I'm like, oh yeah, Eater of Worlds, okay, yeah, that was cool. And then like nothing. I don't remember anything else.
Yeah. I would like to see them bring back all of Scourge, though. I do miss that raid.
You're right. Like, but I would like Scourge.
They brought back that boss
room. I would like the 5.
Yeah.
In the
Elixir quarter. Yeah.
So like in theory, those assets are remade again. Like, you know, we were talking about last week of like what would be easier exotic mission wise to bring back, like or like the old tower and stuff. Like for a new social space, like a lot of the problem they said is like they had to rebuild all of the locations and destinations for this new engine update. So if it's something where they have the blueprint or a majority of what they need, it makes something like the Scourge of the Past, Big Brig Boy coming back like more feasible, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think I'm with you because I think so much about, you know, now all the new sandbox stuff we have, and like, man, how sick would fucking strand grappling be in that first Scourge encounter when you're in like the city streets and all like the giant buildings? And you just be like, oh yeah, let me get back up to that map and just grapple.
I'll leave a grappling point so you can get up to here.
That would like, whip ass. Holy shit.
That'd be sick.
What if they just added grapple points to that fucking encounter? Just because like, that'd be sick.
Just like
just
skimmers.
Just skimmer through that.
Just through the grind across all the buildings, you know?
Yeah.
Again, I sound like a broken record here.
Area.
I sound like a broken record here, but I would be very excited at an entire new generation of people being traumatized by that Sparrow section.
Yeah. Haven't hit all the buttons.
Good.
Yeah.
I did it once and I'm good forever. Actually.
Yeah. I mean, I would love for them to still bring back a lot of those. Like, I think like I think this would be a good avenue to bring, I guess, more so the raid layers. Like, I think the raid layers would be okay to just be like, here's the bosses from these. So you can refight those big main bosses.
I mean, a lot of Leviathan was used last year, so
yeah. And like they could just, but like I think like the Leviathan raid and Scourge like are, I think, big enough to be like worth bringing back as reprised raids. Where like the other, like the raid layers are like, we could bring back Galron and like the big Hydra from Eater of Worlds, and like the dumb Spire of Stars, throw the dude a billion times. They really want to get sicko mode, and like
Cabal.
Those could be in that like Pantheon challenge mode. But like I don't think there's really like that drive.
I remember almost nothing about the rest of those raid layers, to be honest.
Pretty much.
I've never done them, so this could be cool for me to see them for the first time.
Yeah,
I think Galron was a cool boss.
Yeah,
the other two were kind of whatever to me.
I just had to shoot his hands or whatever.
Yeah, I think people would also be pretty thrilled about that one just being like a raid boss gauntlet, because anytime anybody I know who I've like played Crown of Sorrow with, they're just like, I love that raid, but that first encounter is ass, dude. Holy shit.
That's what I've heard,
and it kind of is, but I liked that final boss fight quite a bit.
Yeah, it was a cool boss because it's like, it's very like, it has like a lot of coordination you have to like get down. So it's like so I think it's like one of those ones that's like when people go into it the first time, it's a little stressful because it seems like there's a lot going on. But like but like once you kind of like learn your corners, like the corners you're in, and learn what you're doing as like with your partner and kind of get that flow, like it's super. It's a super.
Once you execute on that,
it's a super fun,
really fucking cool,
based like thing, because it's like, oh, Galen's in your corner. All right, we got to do this, and then then we got to do that, and then
because you have to like trade at certain points, kind of like Crota's last encounter, right? Like they're like this area that you have to like trade a buff
a little bit,
a little bit, yeah. It's like
cool.
yeah, because
I liked that fight a lot because it's one of the raid encounters where everybody just has to do something. Like you can't just kind of coast through it, which is really nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
But yeah, I think that'd be a cool route to go if they end up doing.
Nobody knew about this until like they kind of teased it last week, and now we're sitting here like, what the fuck?
What is
like,
this?
Is so cool.
And I know they said they're doing like they're gonna be like, hey, more info on like a upcoming TWID before it. I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all got 3 left, so
yeah, you got just a few more.
It'll be the last one.
Yeah,
it'll be the one on April 26th or whatever.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I'm here for it. Like whatever, but I would love to hear about it. Like I don't know, next week would be really cool. But like, I don't know, they've got other shit going on. I get
next week. They gotta give us the rundown of the Final Shape showcase.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
yeah,
it could be
probably the week
after.
I could see the week after.
Yeah. Week after seems pretty likely because like I feel like we're pretty much after next week. We're pretty much like nonstop, really, because we're gonna get like that.
And they probably have other stuff that they're gonna talk about.
Yeah, I mean, like there's probably a massive amount of like as always with expansions. There's like probably entire new systems we don't know about with the coming with the expansion. Yeah. There's like balance of changes. Like we know Well's getting changed. Like, well, what are those changes?
In some way,
we know Stasis is getting like a big update. Like, what are those? What does that entail? Tell me what Frost Armor is already, Bungie. Come on! Oh no, what Frost Armor is?
It could just be woven mail. Like that's kind of what I'm expecting.
Yeah. If it just is,
and that's fine. Honestly,
that's fine.
Totally.
Like what I would fucking love if it was like some fucking. Like this is probably too much, but like I want some fucking like earthbender ass like ice shit where
stone
you get
armor,
you get like stone armor, but then like you can, if you want to, you can just like launch it off you as like a big stasis crystal and like freeze dudes.
That
and
would be tight as hell. Yeah,
like use it like defensive on offensively. Like come on. Give it to me.
Yeah,
I just want some. I just want some cool new stasis shit. Like I really hope like it's not just frost armor and like a couple other tiny things. I hope it's like here's some like new shit to do with stasis that like that like puts it in its own thing against Strand. Like,
I kind of like I've wanted them to like dissolve the 4th aspect, the crystal aspects into fragments, so that way you don't have to use an aspect slot to get the stasis
I think
crystals.
I think 100% they're gonna do something like that, or like just to make that like an intrinsic thing. And like they're probably going to make that intrinsic and maybe change whatever that aspect is for the classes. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Or I'd like that.
So much. There's so much. It's so nice to be like so excited. And then we have like a ton to do on Tuesday.
Yeah, we're gonna jump in on Tuesday and get into Onslaught and start grinding weapons.
The weight
and
of these last 3 weeks has been brutal.
I will like I've been playing like a lot of Iron Banner this week, and every time I'm like okay, I don't know if I really want to like keep playing Iron Banner, but like I don't really have anything else to do, so
I've not played as much Iron Banner. I played enough Iron Banner to get the roles I wanted, but I've not gone back to it. But I do want to get. I know I have sicko enough.
I have almost gilded my title. I'm not really thrilled about it.
Too.
I have gilded the title.
Yeah,
because I apparently played a bunch of Iron Banner like the first week it was up.
Oh, okay,
because I came back to it and I was like already in like the next I've reset the rank and was in it. So I was just like kind of so I just kind of came back and realized that I was just like that was a blur. I don't fucking remember that shit.
Outside of like
And then,
outside of like 10 or 12
6 months
like
ago.
outside of like 10 or 12 like trials games like scattered throughout the season, I think this is the first I've played PvP all season. So
hell yeah. Like,
How are you guys feeling about the changes now that you spent more time with them?
I really like playing PvP now, and that's upsetting to admit.
nice.
It's a lot. I'm having a lot more fun than I used to. I've just been running like a pulse rifle and a multi-mock in the kinetic slot, and that's kind of it. And I've just been having a great time.
Yeah. I would say like in some aspects it does not feel that dramatically different to me. Like, but I think like the big things I've been noticing is there's just a lot less like energy weapons. Period. But like, it still feels like everything. But it still feels there's a lot of stuff that just like can murder you super fast. Sure. I don't want Ari to come for me too hard, but I feel like auto rifles are kind of too powerful in PvP to me. But
they're
like,
a little strong.
They feel like because I like it was just me because like Cam and I was like a similar boat where I was using a pulse rifle. I was using the Iron Banner like solar pulse rifle, which granted is like it's like a slower firing pulse rifle.
Shorum's Claw.
But I was using that and the Strand auto rifle from Iron Banner. And just like I think the big thing was that like I felt like I was like long like at pulse rifle range, and like auto rifles were just like easily beating me in those duels at that like and like a decent range, and I was just like, that doesn't feel right to me. And they just maybe it's like certain types of auto rifles. I don't know what it was. I definitely noticed like a lot of people were using Quicksilver Storm. I didn't even see Prospector. I was seeing like Quicksilver Storm a lot, and that was just like that thing could beam me. I was like, holy shit, this thing like kills really fast right now. I didn't feel like I ever noticed that. Maybe I just didn't notice it before, and it was always like that. And I'm seeing it for the first time, but it's just
crept up.
But I think it's just there's been so many adjustments that I'm sure there's a lot of different things that they're probably like trying to look at and figure out like where everything is landing.
Yeah, this was like the most I played continuous for a hot minute because I'd just been like playing a little bit every week. I definitely had a great time. I will say there were some matches where I was like, this is a bummer, but whatever. That's kind of Iron Banner as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot more primary fights. I was using Rufus. I have like a very good adept Rufus role that I got. And yeah, that thing was ripping people to shreds. And I was like, okay. There are times when I'm like, Jesus, man, like I don't know if I deserved to get that kill, but I had a lot of great moments of like just like that feeling of like getting in a kind of prolonged fighting situation where like you're moving a lot and you're on a point a lot, and no one's running up and insta killing you with a shotgun. Like that was not happening, and that made things kind of felt more elongated, and I was on the field more, and I could just do more and think a little bit clearer in the moment. And they talked about like how that's what they wanted. So yeah, I felt really, really good about kind of the longevity of some of the firefights and the different, not just getting sniped, shotgunned. I was using our rocket pistol that we're all fans of here. Because I have a Beacon Rounds Adagio roll. Nice. So it's like you kind of get it going and then it keeps going. And that's fun because like I was just banking up ammo over time, and then it's like, all right, I got like 18 shots of this now. So let me like get a little bit in the groove with it, as opposed to like I have 8 shots when I spawn, I burn through them, and then it's on to whatever else.
Yeah, that's like good luck,
Yeah, so I prolonged playtime. I'm having a really good time. There's certainly tweaks. I was getting killed by the Prospector a lot, which is also the auto rifle that's like very spicy right now. And precision autos are like very specifically getting nerfed, and we talked about that in the 12. They're getting a 5% crit damage reduction.
Gotcha.
But autos are definitely in the top tier spot. I would argue.
Yeah,
for sure.
They seem up there.
I've been feeling like with the new sandbox changes, I've been able to like, I guess like compete a little bit better. I'm not really like capital G like good at PvP. I would definitely argue far from it.
No way.
But like I've been able to like work with my team and like pull games around that like I think in previous sandbox iterations it would have just like, all right, it just would have been a complete fucking blowout. And like sometimes like mercies like still happen. Like that's just always gonna fucking happen. But
I had a lot less, I'll say.
Yeah, same. And like I felt like even if like my team might be like down like 20 or 30 points, which I've just been playing control because fuck tribute, but
yeah, I'm with you there.
Both. Yeah.
But like even if my team is like 20 or 30 points down, I'm still just like, no, we can like run this back still. Like it doesn't feel like unattainable. And like a lot of games I've been playing have been like very competitive, like very close, like come down to like 1 or 2 kills at the very end, which has been really cool. And like a lot of those times we've been down like 20 or 30 points like early on. So it's been, I think it gives the games a little bit more of like an ebb and flow that it didn't really have before, and it makes it a lot more like interesting to engage with.
Made Iron Banner more fun.
Yeah.
Same.
God.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was having a generally okay time with it too. I definitely felt some of that too, where it's like I felt like there was a little bit more.
Yeah.
The matches were like a tiny bit more even sometimes, but also sometimes it was just like, all right, this is pretty one-sided. So
which like, hey, if you get mercy ruled, that just means you get drops faster.
Just get that rep and get out. Yep, hell yeah, baby. The other thing I definitely noticed is like I feel like there's like, I guess it might just be because of like the Iron Banner and like, you know, the matches and how they're spread out, where it's like the super specifically feel like there's like you just hit a moment in the match and then and it is super o'clock. And then just like everybody's just like doing shit. And like
they felt better spaced for me in a lot of the matches I was in.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't notice that as much in some of mine, where it's just like I feel like I just always kept hitting a point and I'm just like all right, we're holding that. It's always the one point that you're always kind of like, you know, most matches I feel like there's always like that point where where you're always in contention with. And I've always feel like there was almost every match, I felt like there was just a point where it was just like, it didn't necessarily decide the match, but it was definitely just this moment where everybody's just like, hey, guess what? Get fucked. And they're just like super, just like somebody's in a well. There's at least like 1 or 2 wells in this one area. Yeah. There's like fucking an Arc Titan like smashing around, and there's just like some dude. It's like, and it feels like it was always all at once. And you're just like, oh,
somehow there's like 7 of the fucking needle storms. Like it's crazy.
Just threadlings everywhere from a needle storm. Yeah. You're just like, Jesus Christ. And you just hear it. You're just like, I just like respawned and I just hear all these supers going off, and I'm just like, I'm not going anywhere fucking near that place.
I'm
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
hang out here for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So I definitely like have noticed like that, and I don't know if that was like that's like intended or that's just they're cool with that. I guess I guess I'll just have to see how they feel about that.
Abilities felt less oppressive. I think
I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like people like tend to get their supers all around the same time, but like I think you're usually only really getting like on average like maybe 1, maybe 2 a game, which is kind of nice. Like there were some times previously where it's like, I'm pretty sure this dude has used Golden Gun like 4 times. What is happening?
Golden Gun especially was way less.
Yeah. So I'm overall like
it's moving in a positive direction, so it makes me really hopeful that if a PvP map pack drops, then hopefully we'll see a good, healthy, like fun factor come back to PvP, at least on a smaller scale. But again, like they said that this strike team, which we get an update almost every week from them, which is also like, I don't want to hear any fuckers complaining on the subreddit. You know what I mean? Like they are communicating. We've seen now people of the strike team on the dev streams talking about it. Like they're really trying. So I don't want to fucking hear it, especially right now.
Yeah.
It just feels like there is a passionate group, and they said they were trying to like do this for the people that like PvP in this game, and I think that feels true. And the trickle down of that making it more experience, like a better experience for the 3 of us that don't necessarily come to the game for that, is also true and also good. So
yeah. Ultimately, if they just kind of focus on making PvP for the PvP people, that's fine with me, as long as that's I think that's what they should do, because that's like the ultimate people that are going to be playing it the most and sticking around the most. Like, I ultimately like don't think there's a scenario where even if I do have like slightly better experiences, I still don't see myself like getting really into it, other than like, oh look, this weapon sounds kind of cool, I'll go get this, or like, oh there's an armor set, I'll get this armor set, and then like play 1 week out of a few months, and then like never really engage with it outside of that. Like, that's I think where I'll always kind of be with PvP, and I think I'm sure they're more than aware there's plenty of people that do that. Like, considering we shared, like, what was it, like earlier this week, I'm sure they have plenty of data that they know there's plenty of people who are in our camp. When I get a Guardian Games thing and say, here are your points, and I have 6.8 million PvE points and 62 PvP points. Like, they like, if they have that kind of data, they like clearly
there's
know,
no way
like,
they don't know.
They clearly know like who's how much people are spending where. So I'm happy that a lot of PvP stuff happened for those folks. All right, so other stuff in this TWAB, again, they I don't want to go too much into like all the trials and competitive stuff. Because
playing around with special ammo, that's all you gotta do.
They're just kind of like doing some brief testing for things, seeing how people does. The only thing I will shout out is, because I think this is kind of cool. This says these are 2 patches that were meant to ship with 7.3.6, but were randomly included in the 7.3.5 patch notes. The post-game trials weapon rewards will now only grant the weekly weapon. For example, if the weekly adept weapon is the summoner, all post-game drops will be the summoner, to make it easier for people to target farm the role of the weapon they are interested in. So I actually think that's cool. Like, that basically, like,
change.
Like, hey, if this week is this adept weapon, even if you can't go get an adept weapon, and this weapon is going to always drop at the end of a match, or be an end of match drop potentially, that's cool. I actually do like that change.
Kind of brings it more in parity with like Nightfalls too, which is cool.
Yeah, good change overall. They talked about a couple other weapon balance updates. This will be with the Into the Light on coming up. Won't give every specific detail, but like you said, the breach grenade launchers are getting increased impact damage. So again, like 40%.
That's out to a 15% damage buff is what they said. So.
Yeah, boy, is Mountaintop going to be really good. Yeah.
It's also like, I'm excited to see how this affects all the double shot grenade launchers as well.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully that makes them a little bit spicier too, which is exciting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting for sure. They are sort of nerfing disorienting grenades finally, though, where they're reducing the radius of the like effect a little bit. But that's.
I think they'll still be.
I think it'll still be fine.
Still be pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And to be fair, like, I feel like I've not really been using them a lot anyway. Like, even if it is like a thing anyway.
I think the last time
I don't really
me or anybody like has used any has been like, I think whenever I ran like King's Fall contest mode.
Yeah.
For like the bridge encounter, we would just like have somebody shoot disorienting grenades at the fucking sword dudes that spawned on the other side of the bridge.
Or Crota.
Oh, not King's Fall, Crota. Thank you.
So. Yeah, this were like a GM. I was thinking like when we ran Corrupted, I was like, because I didn't know what fucking special weapon to bring. I should have brought a blinding launcher.
Yeah.
It would have been.
It never hurts, honestly.
Yeah. It always helps, actually. I think.
Yeah, definitely helpful. But I feel like I'm trying to remember like how many like all the GMs I've done over this past couple seasons and stuff. I'm trying to remember like the last time we were like, oh yeah, we need blinding age for this grenade for this GM. Otherwise we're cooked. And like, I feel like that's just not been the case for a good while, which I guess is like
when you can suspend
a good and bad thing.
It's like who gives a shit, right?
Yeah, you can suspend or do all kinds of other stuff. Like we're just killing stuff so easily these days. Yeah. and like just a more general survivability. I think you already mentioned, precision auto rifles are getting damage slightly reduced, but lightweight bows are getting their damage increased, but that won't be for Le Monarch or Wishender. They're not affected by that, but it'll just be more like legendaries specifically. Precision hand cannons and adaptive hand cannons are both also getting damage increased, as well as basically all pulse rifles. Rapid fire, lightweight, and adaptive are all getting damage
everything but
increase.
high impact, of course.
Yeah. And then scout rifles are also getting their rapid fires are getting their damage increased. And precision shotguns, what does it say? Corrected a rounding issue that was causing precision guns to require 1 extra pellet to kill max resilience guardians. So there you go.
Interesting.
Some exotic changes. We're getting, like you said, Whisper of a Worm is getting ammunition increased from 18 to 24, and that's before reserve mods, so it can get even more than that.
Prep.
That feels and so much.
Yeah, that thing is going to be just absolutely a monster.
That's a lot.
Yeah. 1,000 Voices is also getting its total ammunition increased from 7 to 11.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. Good for that.
It's happening. My sweet darling is getting
1K,
nerfed.
1K. Yeah, I was gonna say, here's the Quicksilver Storm
the
nerf.
Knife in my throat.
There's part of me that thought it was coming again. Cause that's why
I
I've
know.
like it's one of the best. It's been like one of the best PVE primaries, but I think it's also really strong in PvP too.
It's one of the best guns in the entire
That gun
game.
can do literally everything.
Yeah.
It's
I
insane.
know. I love that.
Yeah,
It's my baby.
yeah, super strong. But yeah, it's talking Quicksilver Storm. It's getting its increased shots to trigger the rockets, so it's little rocket ammunitions by 50%, and then the grenades it can spawn are reducing its area of effect damage by 37%. So definitely some.
I think that the AOE is also really important because every time I fired a grenade out of that thing, I was that shouldn't have hit that. That's like way wider than I thought it was going to be.
It's like, wow, this thing can kill a lot of dudes.
It can kill so many dudes.
And I have 2 more of these. Let's go. Yeah. So like there's
Honestly, I forget about the fucking rocket part of that gun all the time.
Yeah, just the regular part of it.
The nanotech
no skin off my back,
whatever,
dude.
yeah.
Absolutely. We're chill.
Yeah.
I only ever remember it exists when I run out of heavy and special ammo. So
that's real.
Well, I think the rockets are different. So I think the rockets, when it's saying rockets, it's like, how there's like the nano munitions, like origin things,
extra guys.
So like when it shoots and you get like the little tiny like rocket
as
that shoots out.
To the grenades.
So I think the grenades are getting weakened from the detonation area.
Yes,
and it's going to take longer for those little rockets to shoot with the ammo.
Okay, that will affect it, but
yeah.
It'll still be good.
I think it'll still be pretty strong. Last Word is getting its increased base damage by 6%, and then Forerunner is also getting its base damage increased by 6%. And then we're into perks. Again, I think we talked about it last week. The changes to Master of Arms and Magnificent Howl. So they just kind of repeat that. Micro Missile 2 is also here. So those are all. They just kind of check those. We talked about it last week. So let's see what else.
I like the permeability fix of like an issue where the Slammer Sword was getting stuck on the strand. Damage type. It's like I really just want to be a strand sword.
Yeah, give me a strand sword, please.
It's really funny.
That's pretty good. So yeah, the strand fragments cost. So if you're still out there from Lightfall and haven't bought all the strand fragments, they're making them 100 strand meditations each instead of 200.
So 200, which is so nice.
Yeah.
So there you go. Get all those if you haven't already. Going into the final shape. And then from here on in the TWAB, they go on to talk about the new light tutorial skip, where I think it says, let's see, experience, blah, blah, blah. So it says, starting Destiny 2 into light after completing the second new light mission, Sean Han will ask you to sync with his ship and the Cosmodrome, providing a new option to leave the new light tutorial early and head straight to the tower. So that's just, let's just basically skip the rest of that new light campaign if you want to, if you're a new player. or you can, and it says like you apparently can go back and do it at any time. Or maybe you can't.
So the skip will be around until like that quest is completed.
Okay, I see.
So you can like skip it at any time in that quest if you want to, but like once that quest is done, you won't need to skip it because you're done.
Right,
So.
right. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, if you do choose that skip though, they do explain like basically, there is basically once you go to Ikora, there will be new light kits that you can get, and they say. It says here they are campaign ready gear. So I'm guessing that is also just like hey, if you just want to like skip it and go right into one of the other Destiny campaigns, this will get you there, or into the current campaign, I guess, even also. Our bundles that contain curated set of gear with subclass and abilities. These kits are themed around specific subclass fantasies to help provide players with a shortcut to build crafting, give them a taste of that sweet, sweet space magic. There are 9 kits in all, one for each light subclass. Players can claim 1 per class. Enjoy. And they have the new light kits have 2 legendary weapons, an exotic weapon, 4 rare armor pieces, and a legendary class item. And then subclass abilities such as aspects and fragments. In addition, the new kits also grant players a short quest that, when completed, will grant them a piece of exotic armor. New Light kits will be available to all players, so whether you're a New Light looking to gear up, or a returning player looking to step into the modern sandbox, or a veteran looking to jumpstart a new character, Ikora will help you prepare to fight ahead against the Witness.
This is great.
So yeah, that's cool.
I love this so much.
It's good.
And
yeah, just like a little fast forward.
Shout out to the UI UX stuff.
It's good. It's real nice.
It's real nice.
Yeah,
really curious what weapons they chose for everyone.
Yeah. I'm interested to know what like exotic armor piece that you're gonna get from like the quest also.
Yeah.
I like maybe Controverse Hold or Nezarec Sin for Voidlock or the Lightning Crown for Arc.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Sun Bracers for Solar Warlock. I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff that they could put in here.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see like if like that's like a good experience, like just being able to like skip that tutorial thing and like do a new thing and just like jump into the game and kind of start somewhere else within that. Like that'll be good for somebody, and it seems like it's also like good for just like a general catch up thing where it's like, oh yeah, you haven't played in a while, just go do this, just go grab these things, grab this like New Light kit or whatever, and you can be like kind of current and like have like a pretty basic build with a thing here. Just go play.
I mean, this and the Gift of the Thunder Gods, right, is going to be back, so it's like that'll get you to 1800 easy. So, and that'll give you legendary weapons and armor as well, I think. So, if it's anything like the Plunder,
I think like the Plunder one also gave you like exotic armor and Thunderlord also.
Yeah, yeah.
So, those two things combined will give you like some subset of options, which is cool. And then you can presumably just jump into Onslaught or do any campaign or whatever, and then Onslaught's going to give you the best weapons presumably in the game. So
totally, and like I would be very surprised if there was not a pinnacle associated with Onslaught. So like you can get a little bit of power that way.
Yeah, totally. Like considering it's supposed to be in the Vanguard playlist, I wonder if it just counts for that Vanguard pinnacle or exotic or drop or whatever. How it works now, because I think that's what it's.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And just like, I don't have to. You don't want to do strikes anymore. You can just do those or whatever, or not do Gambit or Crucible. You can just do Onslaught. That'd be pretty
12
sick.
Onslaught, and then you get 3 pinnacle drops, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So
I'd be down for that if that's what they go for. We'll just have to see. We'll only be a day away from all of that, from Onslaught and all that stuff. I'm really excited to jump into that and see how it goes. I'm curious. Like I thought they would have showed us what other maps are going to be available.
Yeah, that's I was
with Onslaught, but they didn't really show us those. So I'm curious, like what those will be. Yeah, I mean there are plenty of Earth. I'm assuming they would choose Earth maps, or they could do whatever. I kind of wouldn't mind if they just chose a bunch of PvP maps that F it and had a couple ones that they just modified for that.
Baby.
Yeah,
Hey, I mean,
why not?
Hey, I mean, they're not using those fucking Gambit maps for anything. We'll just do that. You know?
Just to have one of them be a Gambit map.
The Dreaming City Gambit map comes back early for this.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, I'm curious, like that. Yeah, whether those will how that'll all work. So I want to see that stuff. And, obviously there'll be really good weapons to go chase after. I'm sure maybe there might be like some secrets or anything like that.
I'm going to play so much fucking Onslaught just so I can get those stupid shiny guns, man. Oh my God.
I got you, dude.
They said that and my stomach dropped a little bit. I'm like, oh, they got your damn
ass.
It. They fucking got me, dude.
And this isn't the last time they're going to do this.
I know. And it's such a good idea.
It's a slippery slope. Yeah, for sure.
It's like genuinely like such a good idea because like, at a certain point, like if you play this game for as long as like either of us had, like there's kind of no point into really hunting for guns, So just make them look pretty, and I will move heaven and earth to get them.
Yeah, put some cool shiny effects on them. Yeah, put some cool effects on them, and just have them be like extra rare. I just hope they aren't like as limited as these are in the future. When they do them, where it's like, oh, these are only going to be
only 2 months.
These are like this period of time, and you got to go get them now, or you're screwed.
I kind of don't hate that they are pretty limited.
I'm
not gonna lie.
What if it's like the day one raid is like you can get shiny guns for if you just do it while it's in contest mode?
Look, don't do this to me.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do that because I think that's already got enough baggage on it and FOMO complainers and whatnot.
For sure.
There'll be a dark path.
I'm good with just like the exotic thing that they did for Crota. That's fine. Like
I'm just. Yeah. Look at the schedule shit for episodes, right? And these 6 week windows or whatever. Mm-hmm. And what if the guns that drop in each 6-week window, it's like for the first 6 weeks, you can get that quadruple perk shiny version of it.
That'd be really good.
The next, it'll have new guns that you can get that, but those are gone now. Like I just know that this is a slippery slope.
Bungie, don't listen.
Stop listening, Bungie.
Genuinely, I would love it. I would love it if they were like, "Hey, first week that a new dungeon's out, yeah, these guns are different color." I'm like, "Oh fuck,
it's
shit.
over.
Okay,
it's over.
It's all over." So I do want to ask, since we're at the end now, we've got on Tuesday tomorrow for folks listening. Recluse, Hung Jury, Succession, Edge Transit, Elsie's Rifle, Falling Guillotine. What are you guys focusing first?
First is probably gonna be Recluse, which is I think not surprising.
Probably also.
But
second,
second for me is Falling Guillotine.
Yeah, I'm going for good Edge Transit. I don't give a fuck.
Hell yeah.
My man.
Let's go, baby.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But the other two, yeah, for sure. Like Falling Guillotine, Recluse, like those are like the 3 that I'm like, I want to get those right away. And I will probably even go for shiny versions of those. Like, I don't know if I'll go as hard to get like shinies for all 12 guns. Cause I'm like,
wow, must be nice, Mike.
Yeah, because I'm like,
you get one from the quest to just unlock it. So
sure, I'll get that one and be like, cool, whatever. Like, because that's what I'm thinking. It's like, do I really need like a shiny version of Elsie's rifle? No.
But like, what if I want a shiny good one, Mike?
I mean, have fun with that. I'm gonna go like, here's an Elsie's rifle. Here's like an okayish roll. That's gonna go in my vault, and I'm never gonna use that pulse rifle.
Y'all are gonna ping me on Discord and be like, "It's time to record," and I'm just like sitting here, just falling over, just deep in the onslaught mines. Like,
I need this. Yeah,
I need the shiny Elsie's rifle, not because I want to use it, but because I need it.
99% of gamers quit right before the perfect drop.
I'm probably gonna do Recluse, but then probably Edge Transit and then Guillotine for me.
I'm
with you, Mike. 3. That I think Edge Transit's gonna be.
I think we're gonna see some juicy stuff. I think grenade launchers are gonna be like really good going into final shape. They feel pretty decent now. It's just that like there's plenty of stuff in the game that just like rockets are still really good for, and like So other stuff is going to be. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of things that are still really good.
I was watching
going into those, but
Fallout had a hey, here's how to grind the different encounters in Prophecy, and then he was using like a GL build for the final boss, and he was fucking shredding it. So
yeah. There's some good grenade launchers out there. I think as trans, it's going to be like the best of the best. So
I am excited to like grind out that one for a little while, because I don't know if I have a good grenade launcher. I might probably, but like I've just been so rocket pilled over the past few years that I just never really bothered.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, those are probably mine. And like I think I'm waiting for like. I mean, I'm definitely gonna try and get a really good mountaintop, but like I don't know if I honestly use it that much. I guess I'll just have to like once I have it and start using it, I might be like, oh yeah, let's go. And be really
I think I'm gonna
like
it a lot because I didn't have it before. So
yeah,
but like
I never got one either.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't really. It was not really something I was like super. I was not really playing as much in the mountaintop.
I think I got Recluse, and then I'm like, I'm never playing competitive PvP
ever. Yeah. I think because I think that was like one of those things where like when I got it like hardcore into Destiny and was in that Beyond Light era, and I knew that was getting sunset, and learned of that stipulation again, and went like, hey, I can just live with this thing. Yeah, it's going away anyway. I can just live with never getting these things. So like I just never really bothered with the mountaintop Recluse stuff. During that period,
had to reset your competitive rank.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
For Recluse, dude. I'll never forget that. It was like 2 nights, 1 weekend, and I ruined my entire life because of that weekend. At least for a couple of months. It
was
so
pretty
pissed.
Bad.
Yeah,
it was. I never want to do that again.
Yeah. I'm.
But now you can get a gold one.
So. Yeah, and I'm going to.
Now it's a gold one, and you get 4 perks, and then it'll be enhanceable in the final shape. Worth it.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Again, excited for this week, and be playing some Onslaught, and I'm sure we'll probably group up and do some 50 wave onslaughting and all that stuff.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Yeah.
That's
gonna do that.
Probably gonna happen multiple times.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good. Fingers crossed.
I will defend that stupid fucking robot with my life.
Yeah,
I got the chain reaction Tusk of the Boar. I gotta use it somewhere. This feels like a good place.
I'm gonna mess around with. I got 2 decent threadling rolls. I got Enlighten Action Threadling, which actually is really fun.
Ooh, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, because it pairs super well with the because it has field tested origin trait on that grenade launcher.
Yeah.
So combined together, it just ramps up. So it reloads like crazy fast. It's really cool.
Okay, I do have one more thing.
Okay,
what's your build that you're taking into Onslaught first?
I don't think I'm going anything super. I don't think I'm making a new build, but I'm because it said I think they said
it's pre-existing that you.
I think they said it's gonna have modifiers and stuff. So if there's like surges and things on it, like it'll probably just be like, oh, it's gonna be like solar or strand surge or whatever. I mean, throw on my build. I will more than likely do some kind of suspendy strand shenanigans too at some point when we get into those higher level things and mess around with that stuff. I'm super curious. Definitely see like what kind of people come out of it with, like if there's like some kind of tried and true method to like really get through it, or if there's going to be a variety of different things that really are really better in this mode than compared to other things. But I guess we'll just have to see.
I feel like Briarbinds is going to go crazy.
Hell yeah. You're on the train now, aren't you?
I think I'm on the Briarbinds train now. And I like the entire time I was like just playing around with it, like running some coil. I'm just like, man, this would be really good if the enemies like come to me instead. And then I'm like, oh, holy shit. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to play around with that.
Yeah. That could be
just kind of how that goes, and just like lock down like entire like zones of like dudes. I think that'll be super fun.
I'm sitting here trying to remember the name of these dumb fucking Warlock boots, the Healy boots.
It's the boots of the Assembler?
Boots, assembler.
Oh, that could be really good.
Because I'm going to go Solar Warlock, Healy Warlock, Support Lock, as I always do, especially for harder stuff. Yeah, that I feel like, hunker down and just
Totally.
heal everyone out in the field constantly.
That sounds great. Absolutely.
Yeah. And honestly, in a similar sense, it's always good, but that's like the Sunbracer Warlock also will be probably really good too. Where it's like, all these dudes are running at me, let me snap you in the face, and then throw like 8,000 grenades into this hallway.
You just turn an entire fucking lane into just 12 grenades.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that'll probably be stupid good in that thing for sure.
Also fucking Welllock is probably just going to be fine. Like,
pretty much.
Enjoy it while it lasts,
Welllock will be probably really good. I think actually Arc stuff will be also, I think, really good.
I was going to say, I'll probably fuck around with like a Chain Lightning build or something. That'd be really fun, I think.
Yeah. Arc Warlock will be pretty fun. I think even Arc Hunter would be pretty fun in that. Just throw it like that, because the throwing super with the arc staff is like pretty good at locking down areas and stuff.
For sure.
So that could be fun. So I think there'll be a lot of fun options in that mode. But I'm super curious.
The coil, like that's kind of what I'm expecting, which I really liked, and that ramp up
the ramp up and stuff. Yeah, no, I'll be curious how that kind of play it's like the 10-round playlist mode feels, because I feel like I'll probably end up playing a lot of that version too, like how rewarding that feels, like to get through those and stuff. Like I'll be curious.
I'm also just really interested to see how much like waves like 40 through 50 just absolutely kick our teeth in.
Yeah,
like especially like on Legend.
Here's
like I'm really excited to see what that looks like. Yeah.
Oh no! Don't say that, Mike. No.
Oh, they're super gonna do that for sure. Yeah. Like if they're running like a challenge where they're giving out stuff to people who clear it, like there's gonna be a fuckload of champions. I'm so sorry to have to break this news to you.
I know, but like. The 3 Strand Titans, I want to see them versus Wave 50. Like that's what I want to know how it goes.
I'm really interested to I'm excited to see somebody like try and solo all of this shit. I think that'd be really interesting to watch.
I'll be super curious to see if that's even possible.
Look forward to that Leopard 50 stream.
I'm gonna watch Leopard
all like 50 of them.
Waves. And then you do that, and then you go Legend, then you go into the Legend version, and then you do 50 Legend waves solo. Good luck with that shit. I'll be super curious, but I'm excited for all this stuff. Getting the new guns, shiny guns, getting the armor and stuff next week, and then of course.
Yeah, that armor looks so good.
Yeah, and then finally getting our re-reveal of the final shape. I'm really curious what they're going to show us here. I'm really stoked to see what they've been cooking.
For predictions earlier. I'm really trying to sit here and think. I feel like they got to be doing more stuff with the subclasses that maybe they're adding more to that. I don't know. Like maybe that's too much. Maybe that's too ambitious. I'm not going to go so far as to say that they are going to actually add the 3rd Darkness subclass. Although,
it would
be sick.
Yeah, it would be cool. But I would be super surprised if they're able to get together an entire new subclass within this time period. But I can maybe see like new aspects or some abilities coming to more like maybe not just
more
the
aspects
3.
for the other classes.
That'd be really cool.
I feel like
we know Stasis is also getting updates. Like I would assume that's probably going to be with Final Shape now. At least I would hope.
It's something that's got to feel like integral to build crafting, more than just the one super and aspect that they're adding. Hopefully we get to see some subjugators kick some guardian ass.
I completely forgot about the subjugators.
Yeah, the subjugators coming in.
They come and suspend us and just absolutely nuke us.
Yeah.
Or they can do finishers on us or some wild shit like that.
They should put subjugators in Onslaught after the final shape comes out, just to really fuck us up. I think that would be fun.
I know people harp on tormentors as being kind of jokes in certain situations, but they're hands down the most fun thing to fight in the game.
The first tormentor you fight in that campaign scared the shit out of me, dude. I'm I don't know what to do right now.
That was those were super cool to fight through that campaign. Yeah. That was the best part of that campaign for sure. Was
for sure
when those showed up and it was oh, okay, we gotta lock
all
in.
All eyes on this. We need to deal with this right now.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm hoping subjugators feel similar to that, where it's just oh shit, we got this this important guy to focus down on and fuck
and them
up.
using like stasis and strand against us is just like what I fucking wanted this whole time.
Yeah.
Like that's so sick.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm really stoked for all this stuff. So we'll have to.
I think Tuesday is going to be great.
We have to see. We're so back.
We're so back, baby.
We are so fucking back.
We're so back. Destiny 2, baby. It's good to be. It's okay to be excited. I'm telling you. Here,
you have our permission.
You have our permission to be excited.
I'll write you a doctor's note. I'm not a doctor, but I will write you a doctor's note.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's going to do it here, though, today for our episode of the Helm to Tower podcast. Thanks everybody for listening, as always. Either on Cam. Podcast service. That's right, indeed. Cam's here. We're all locked in. We're all together. We have a
fire team now.
We do.
It's true. It's a trio.
Just 2 warlocks, though.
Yeah, 2 warlocks and
2 warlocks and a question mark.
Yeah, I'll just show up as whatever.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out all this stuff as it comes. We'll talk about it next week. All the updates for Into the Light or all that stuff
like
Whisper,
that.
And then whatever they show us for the final shape. Yeah, it's gonna be good times here in Destiny World. But yes, thanks again, everybody. Either listening here on podcast services or listening on YouTube. You're watching us here on youtube.com/Helm to Tower. Thank you as always, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. I forgot that it